Good morning, students. In this class, we are going to learn about computer instructions. The basic computer has three instruction code formats. Okay, the three instruction code formats in a basic computer are, okay, if you see this format, the 12 bits, okay, 0 to 11 are used for holding the address of the memory. Okay, and the bits 12 to 14 are used for storing the operation code, and to a bit 15, the leftmost bit is used for denoting the type of the address, correct? Direct or indirect address. So this is the, this specifies the type of the address indicated by letter I, and we have operation code and the first 12 bits, okay? The least significant 12 bits are used for memory address, okay, where the operand on which the operation is performed is stored. Okay, so this format, the instruction of this format is called memory reference instruction. Okay, why it is called memory reference instruction? Because there is a reference for the memory location in this instruction. Okay, the 0 to 12 okay, bits, 0 to 11, the least significant 12 bits refer the memory location where the operand is stored. Okay, so the instruction of this format is called memory reference instruction. And the second format is register reference instructions. If you see this instruction format, here we have the 12 bits not used for referring the memory. Okay, as we have seen in memory reference instruction, the 12 bits are used for referring the memory location. Whereas in this, the 12 bits are not for memory reference. And these 12 bits, least significant 12 bits are for storing the register operation. And if you observe this 12 to 14, bits 12 to 14, the value, okay, the bits are 1, 1, 1. Okay, for these two types, register reference and input output instructions, the bits at position from 12 to 14 are 1, 1, 1. Okay, 3 ones. And for register reference instruction, the most significant bit is 0, and for input output instructions, the most significant bit is 1. Okay, it is differentiated this way. Here it is 0, the most significant bit is 0, and in input output instruction, the most significant bit is 1. Okay, and if you see the other 12 bits, okay, the 0 to 11 bits are used for register operation to specify the operation that is performed on the register. And here input output instruction, the 12 bits, okay, least significant 12 bits are used to represent the IO, input output operation. So these are the three formats used in basic computers. Memory reference instruction with least significant 12 bits for memory reference. The address, okay, gets stored that specifies the location of the operand in memory, and the next 3 bits are for operation code, and the most significant bit, 1 bit, is for denoting the type of the address. Register reference instructions, if you see this format, it uses this format. 0 to 11, the 12 bits specify the register operation, okay, not the address, because here memory reference is not needed in register reference instruction. Okay, the memory operand will not be taken for operation, for performing operations. Only the operation will be performed on the registers, okay, on the data in the register, processor register, okay, in accumulator. So we don't need memory reference here. That is why register reference instructions will not have the memory address. Only the register operation, okay, is given in this, and the opcode is 111 for register reference instruction and input output instructions. Okay, but for register reference instruction, the most significant bit is 0, whereas for input output instructions, it is 1. So when the control need to identify or recognize the type of the instruction used, okay, it checks for the opcode For memory reference, as it is 3 bits, okay, as it is 12, 13 and 14, 3 bits, the opcode will be from 0, 0, 0 to, correct? It is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, and 1, 1, 0. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 1, 1. 111 is used for register reference instructions and input output instructions. Okay, it is not included for this. Okay, so it is from 000 to 110. Okay, the opcode varies from 000, the 3 bits, to 110, and the value of I can be either 0 or 1. Okay, that denotes the type of the address. It can be either 0 or 1. And so when the control need to execute this instruction, it has to find the type of the instruction first. So it checks these bits. Okay, the control check the opcode. If it is from 00 to 110, one of these opcodes, okay, bits, and it identifies it as memory reference instruction. Okay, and this address will be stored in AR, address register, to fetch the operand from the memory. Okay, if it is direct address, it will be directly, the operand will be directly found in the address, specified address. If it is indirect address, okay, if the value of this is 1, that means the address specified is indirect address here. So the this address, okay, in memory gives the effective address of the operand, correct? So the effective address is fetched, and that gives the address of the operand. And for register reference instruction, okay, when the control sees this 111 in opcode, okay, it identifies it as one of the register reference instructions or input output instruction. So it checks the leftmost bit, okay, the 15th bit, to identify if it is a register reference or input output instruction. If it is 0, the control recognizes this as register reference instruction. Okay, and the register operation, okay, what is given in these 12 bits is performed. And when these 3 bits, opcode is 111 and the leftmost bit is 1, when the control finds the leftmost bit as 1, it recognizes it as input output instruction. And the input output operation. Input output operation is the operation that takes input from the user through the input device and gives the output. Okay, generates the output and give it through the output device to the user. Okay. So here, if you see the basic computer instructions, this table shows the instructions available in a basic computer. Okay, there are limited set of instructions that are available in a basic computer. These are the instructions. And before this, let's see, let's find what is instruction set completeness. The set of instructions are said to be complete if the computer includes sufficient number of instructions in each of the following. Okay, to be complete. When we say that the instructions available in a computer are complete, if it includes, okay, sufficient number of instructions in each of these following categories. It must have arithmetic, logical, and shift instruction. Okay, the computer need to have arithmetic, logical, and shift instructions. Instructions for moving information to and from memory and processor registers. Okay, that is register transfer instructions. Register and memory transfer instructions are needed, okay, to be included. And program control instructions together with instructions, program control instructions together with instructions that check status conditions. Program control instructions are the instructions that control the flow of the program, and input output instructions. So when the computer have enough instructions, okay, in all these categories, we say that it is complete. So first it need to have arithmetic, logical and shift instructions. Arithmetic, logical and shift instructions are the instructions that perform some operations, right? Arithmetical, logical operations and shifting operations, okay, to process the data. These instructions are needed to process the data. And the second category of instruction for moving information to and from memory and processor registers. Okay, but the process cannot be, the data and instructions get stored in memory, but it cannot be processed in memory. The data need to be moved to register, and even before execution, the instruction need to be moved to the register, okay, for processing. So, and after the result, after the process, the data need to be moved between registers. Correct? Okay, so moving the information to and from memory and processor register. Okay, so these type of instructions also should be available. And program control instructions. Generally, the instructions are executed in sequential order, okay, by default. And there may be some conditional instructions like decision making instruction. Depending on the condition, it takes the decision, okay, which particular statement to execute. And yeah, looping instruction that repeatedly execute the set of statements. So these are the instructions that control the execution of the program. So these type of instructions need to be included. And input output instructions that are used for the user to communicate to the computer, okay, that connect the user to the computer. Okay, so these type of instructions are also needed, okay, that enable the user to give data to the computer, get it processed and get the output back, correct? So when the computer has all these kind of instructions, okay, when it includes instructions from all these categories, we say that the instructions available in a computer are complete. So now let's see this, the table that shows the limited instructions that are available in a basic computer. Okay, in a simple computer, if you take, okay, simple configuration, and these instructions are available. Here, this left column, simple, okay, this, here this 3-letter word, okay, used is the abbreviation used for programmers and users to represent an operation, okay, and it is the logical operation and, okay, what it does, the description is given in this column, okay, and memory word to AC, perform the logical operation and on the memory word, okay, to the word in the accumulator. And the second instruction, add, it is to add the memory word to the word in the accumulator. For add operation, we need two operands. One is the memory word and the other is the one from accumulator. And LDA, LDA is an instruction that loads the accumulator from memory. Okay, it loads the operand from memory and stores it in accumulator. Okay, loading the accumulator means loading the input to the accumulator from memory. Okay, and store STA. Okay, it is to this instruction is to store the content of accumulator into memory. Okay, the operand from the accumulator, the data in the accumulator gets stored into the memory. And BUN, it is branch unconditionally. Okay, for branching unconditionally, the instruction given is BUN. And BSA, branch and save return address. Okay, branching means moving to some other, altering the sequential flow of instruction. Okay, branching to some other statement, moving to some other statement and doing it unconditionally, BUN, and branch and save the return address. Okay, and IS is it is increment and skip if 0. Okay, increment, these are all memory reference instructions. The 3 categories here, these are memory reference instructions, and these instructions are register reference instructions, and these are IO instructions. Okay, so here all these memory reference instruction performs operations on the memory word, okay, and performs the AND operation on the memory word and the word in the accumulator, and adds the memory word to AC. Here LDA load accumulator content from memory, and STA store the content of accumulator into memory, and BUN branch unconditionally means to go to the other memory address, okay, to the instruction stored in some other address, not sequentially. BSA branch and save return address, okay, this address specifies the memory address. So these are all memory reference instructions. Increment and skip if 0, okay, increment the address and skip if it is 0. And the next type of instruction, CLA, okay, these are all register reference instructions. So they do not have the memory reference. The operations will not include the memory word, okay. CLA, it is to clear accumulator. The operation that clears accumulator is CLA. The instructions that end with A, you can observe, okay, that is to perform on accumulator. And CLE means clear the flip-flop, right? After the operation is performed, the carry is stored in E. So to clear that, the operation used is CLE. And CMA is to complement accumulator, complement the content of accumulator. And CME is to complement the flip-flop, okay, the carry stored in E. And CIR is the operation that circulate right AC and E, means circulate right means circular shift. CIR is circular shift right, the content of AC and E. And CIL instruction, circular shifts left, the content of AC and E. Okay, the instruction INC is to increment the content of AC, and SPA, okay, all these 4 instructions are to skip the next instruction. SPA is if AC is, accumulator content is positive, if accumulator is positive. And SNA, it is skip the next instruction if AC is negative. And SZA, okay, this is for positive and this is negative, and if the accumulator is 0, skip the next instruction. And if E is, SZE is to skip the next instruction if the carry is 0, if E is 0. And HLT is the symbol used for performing the halt operation, okay, to stop the execution, halt the computer, okay, for halt. So these are all the register reference instruction. All the operations are performed on accumulator and E, okay, the flip-flop that stores the carry. There is no memory reference here. And if you see this IO instructions, INP takes the input character to accumulator, okay, it is to move the input character to accumulator, okay, getting input and storing it in accumulator. Output is, okay, taking the output character from accumulator, moving to the output device, okay, from the accumulator. And SKI, skip on input flag, okay, it is to skip the instruction on input flag. When the input flag is 1 when there is input to be read, and output flag will be raised or it is active. Okay, it's a single bit register. When it is active means there is output to be written. Okay, so skip on input flag and skip on output flag, SKI and SKO. And ION, interrupt on and interrupt off. That, okay, terminates the execution of the instruction. Some event that terminates the execution. Okay, so interrupt on, ION, and IOF is interrupt off. So these are the different instructions available in a basic computer. Yeah, this hexadecimal code, if you see, the memory reference instructions have 16. All the instructions have 16 bits, right? Total number of bits in each instruction format. The 3 different instruction formats we have seen. are 16 bits, 0 to 15, and here register reference 0 to 15. So all the type have 16 bits. And these are memory reference instruction, the first category. If you see this here, yeah, the total instruction is reduced to a 4-bit hexadecimal code. Okay, all the 16 bits are reduced to a 4-bit hexadecimal code, 0xxx. This is one, this represents one instruction. Okay. As I said, it is memory reference instruction. The opcode varies from 000, 001, 010, 011, 011, 100, 101, 110. And when this I is 0, okay, the address mode, okay, when it is 0 means it is direct address. So when you include, when the 4th bit, that is the 4th bit is the 15th bit in our instruction code, correct? Okay, when this particular bit is 0, what will be this opcode? 0. Okay, we add a 0 here because here all we see, we assume that it is I is 0. So it is 0 and 0001 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this we are converting it to a hexadecimal equivalent. So this 0 is the hexadecimal equivalent of these 4 zeros. 1 is the hexadecimal of this 4, the 3 zeros and 1. And 2 is the hexadecimal equivalent of this. So we have the leftmost bit in this, if you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the opcode 3 bits and the addressing mode, the last 1 bit is coded this way in hexadecimal when I is equal to 0. Okay, and the other 3 bits represent the address, right? Means the 3 digits in hexadecimal, that is the 12 bits in our instruction code. Okay, these 12 bits, okay, are represented in our instruction here as XXX. Okay, some 3 hexadecimal digits. 12 bits are represented this way. Okay, every X represents 4 bits of address. Okay, so this 3x represents the 12 bits of address, and this the least significant 0 represents the opcode and the addressing mode I. Okay, opcode is 000 and the addressing mode when it is 0. Okay, here all this addressing mode now we have taken as 0. So it represents the hexadecimal digits 0 to 6. And when I is 1, okay, when I is 1, if you this is the 15th bit of our instruction. Okay, it is 1. The addressing mode is 1, means indirect address. So when this becomes 1, what would be the value here? 1000 is 8 and 1001 is 9. This is 10, that is equivalent to hexadecimal A, B, C, D and E. Okay, so we have in this instruction code, we have this 8, 9, A, B, C, D and E. Okay, all these 4 bits represent these hexadecimal digits represent these 4 bits, and the other 3 bits represent the address, memory address, because these are memory reference instruction. Okay, some 3 hexadecimal digits each represent 4 binary bits. Okay, and here register reference instruction, what are the opcode? The opcode will be 111 and this is opcode, and I would be always 0 for register reference instructions. Okay, it is always 7. This 4 bits, if you see 011 is 7. So here you see the leftmost bit is 7. Okay, and memory reference instructions will have the 3 ones as opcode, and I will always be 1 for IO instructions. When these 3 opcodes are 1 and when I is 1, it is recognized as IO instructions. When the 3 bits are 1 and the most significant bit, when I is 0, it is recognized as register reference instruction. Okay, so here it is 1111 is F. Okay, so here the last bits are all F. And the other 3 digits, these are all the hexadecimal equivalent of the register instruction. Okay, register operation given in the least significant 12 bits. And to see the completeness of the instruction in this particular set of instruction, if you observe the instructions, what is this instruction and what type of instruction is this? Yeah, what type of instruction? We have seen that to become complete, okay, we need to have all arithmetic, logical, and shift instructions, means all data processing instructions. And we need to have instructions that help for moving the information, help us to move the information between the register and memory. And we also need to have control instructions that control the execution of the, control the sequence of executions. And we also need to have input output instructions that allows the user to communicate to the computer. Okay, so here if you see, if this particular table has all these categories of instructions, AND is, what type of instruction is AND?
Logic instruction, ma'am.
Logic instruction, correct. So here AND is a logic instruction. And if you see this add, okay, let's find out the logic instruction. And we have that performs logic operations, logic, arithmetic, and shift. Okay, we'll come for the first category here, arithmetic, logical, and shift instruction. Okay, and add is arithmetic instruction. And load, this is not arithmetic or logic instruction. And here we have clear, right? Clear is a logic instruction. And clear E, it is again a logic instruction. Complement, okay, complement. It can be for arithmetic operations, we perform complement, and for logic operations, it's a logic instruction. And circular shift, right, circular shift left. Increment, okay, arithmetic. And skip the register, no, it is, these are all other type. Okay, so these are all the, okay, arithmetic, logic, and shift instructions. And if we see the branch, not branching, the second type of instructions for moving information to and from memory, we have load the content of AC into memory, store the content of AC into memory. Here load from memory, LDA, and STA, store the content of AC into memory. And skip the next instruction if AC is positive. Okay, this also, sorry, here it is not for loading. Okay, here it is to move input character to AC and output character from AC, correct? Okay, so these are all the instructions that is used for transfer of information, correct? Transfer of information between memory and registers. And the next type we have control instructions. Okay, the instructions that control the program flow, program sequence is branch unconditionally, and yes, branch and save return address, increment and skip some part of the instruction if 0, and here skip next instruction if it is positive, skip next instruction, and halt, stop the execution. Okay, these are all based on skip on input flow. All these are control, program control instructions, okay, that control the sequence of execution. And we also have input output instructions, correct? Okay, all these are, so these two are the major instructions that communicate to the user, INP and OUT. Okay, these set of instructions include instructions from all the needed, all these categories. So we say that the instruction is complete here. Okay, we need to have the minimum number of instructions. It is necessary. And when we have more number of instructions, the more number of instructions we add, the system become more complex, right? The design of the system will be more complex, but the advantage of having more instructions, more number of instructions is the operations, okay? The process would be more efficient there. It can perform any number of operations, okay? Any operations given to the computer, it can be performed, okay? Such as here, if you see logical instruction AND, so we can perform and complement, clear the register, all available. And there is no OR, exclusive OR, but that can be using complement and many operations can be performed, implemented using combining these operations, available operations. So when we have more number of instructions, the system become more efficient to perform many number of operations, but the design would become complex. Okay, that's all about instructions. Computer instruction. In a basic computer has 3 types of instruction code. Okay, the first type of instruction code will have address, memory address in the first 12 bits. And the next 3 bits are used for operation code, and the last bit is used for the specifying the type of the address used. Okay, indirect or direct address. And the next type of instruction, second type of instruction, uses the 12 bits, least significant 12 bits for specifying the register operation. And the opcode is 111 always. Okay, in all the cases, it is opcode is 111. And the most significant bit is the 15th bit is 0. Okay, that identifies register reference instructions. And the third type of instruction code uses the 12 bits for specifying the IO operation that is performed, and the opcode is always 111, and the last bit, 15th bit, is always 1. Okay, that identifies the input output instruction format. Here, if you see this, there are limited 000 to 110, right? These number of operations are only performed. But here it is 111 always, but these 12 bits are used to represent the operation. So the number of operations performed in register reference instructions and IO instructions are more. Okay, more number of instructions can be performed. And this table shows the minimum operations available in a basic computer. Okay, we have memory reference instruction, a group of memory reference instructions, and we have a group of register reference instructions and a group of IO instructions. The symbol uses 3-letter word, okay, that is the abbreviation used for the computer users, okay, to represent an operation. The operations are represented using this 3-letter words. And we have also seen for instruction to be, the set of instruction to be complete in a computer, it must include the instruction from all these categories: arithmetic, logical, and shift instructions, instructions for moving information to and from memory, and process registers. And we need to have program control instructions, okay, that controls the flow of the execution of instructions. And we also need to have input output instructions. Okay, when the computer have instructions from all these categories, we say that it is complete.